All right, welcome. Welcome to the filthy kitchen. I'm the squadron. Right now, I'm making some ground beef. I'm gonna have breadless cheeseburgers. Just gonna have some ground beef before I go to work. I got the coffee made. Cover that up. And I got the ground beef in the pan. So I'm going to put some pepper on that. And I'm going to put some Mexican taco spice. Not as much as I would put if I was just having tacos. Where's my spice? There we go. Hopefully I can get some of this out of this container. Oh, I hear an alarm going off. Time to get up. I'm one step ahead. I'm already up. Let's see. Spice don't fail me now. A little bit chunky. Alright, some of it's in there anyway. I'll have the hope. I'll have to make some hopes that this actually works out. Alright, let's see. Move that around. Alright, medium heat. I got this regular ground beef here. So I'm going to cook it until the redness goes out of the meat and it turns a consistent brown color. As I mentioned in a previous video, you don't want your ground beef to be rare. You want to cook it thoroughly with enough heat. Unlike a steak, the bacteria from the ground beef has been ground into it, so it's consistent throughout. Lots of bacteria throughout the meat. Excuse me. That's the pepper talking. Whereas a steak, you can have the bacteria on the surface, so a rare steak, as long as it's hot enough to kill the surface bacteria, you can have your steak fairly rare. But with ground beef, you want to make sure it's cooked throughout, because the surface was continually folded in on itself and ground into itself. That it's not just the surface that you have to be cognizant of. So I have the heat a little higher. It's still on medium heat, but it's on the higher end of medium. And yeah, I'm just gonna cook it until the pink is out. Get the pink out. So it takes a little longer, especially in this case, because I really have too much meat for this pan. But to save time, I'll cook it all. Cook it all and get 2 meals out of it. That's the trade-off. I can cook too much at once, but then I don't have to cook as often. So I eat this just like a cheeseburger. I'll put some cheese in it, not in it on the pan. When it's cooked and still hot, I'll throw this on a plate. I usually eat it in a bowl. And then I just throw cheese and cheeseburger toppings on top. And I eat it with I just eat it with a fork. Breadless cheeseburgers. Some people like to have eggs in their cheeseburger patties. You can do that as well. In that case, you would just mix in an egg before you throw the ground beef in the pan. I've done that probably on previous videos. You can see that. I haven't done that tonight. Some people like to stretch their meat with breadcrumbs, or I know someone didn't have breadcrumbs, they used oats, but that's really defeating the purpose of the breadless cheeseburger. And quite honestly, the only reason people put breadcrumbs or oats in their hamburgers to stretch the meat was because if you had a family and you couldn't afford enough ground beef to go around, you'd stretch it with the breadcrumbs. You'd stretch it with the oats. Not that oats is common. I only heard of someone doing it because they didn't have breadcrumbs, but I don't need to stretch the meat. I've got plenty of meat for myself. I'd rather avoid the bread. So you certainly don't need breadcrumbs or anything else in the cheeseburger patties, or if you do it in the meatloaf. I mean, a meatloaf is basically a breadless burger. Salisbury steak, same thing. That's all. It's all the same thing. Just the convenience of putting it in a bun and walking around with it is not here. That's the whole point. If you learn the myth of the invention of the sandwich with the Earl of Sandwich, you know, that's basically what it was. Wonderful. So this meat is just about cooked. I'd say it is cooked, but just to be safe, I'll cook it a little longer. All the red is out of it, so I'm sure it's fine. As long as it's not burnt, that's a good sign. So I'm not going to burn it, but I'm also going to cook it a little longer. I'll get myself a nice coffee mug. Got a plate. All right, so ground beef is made. We'll end it here. So remember, who loves your baby? This guy. Don't forget it. And also remember, you're somebody's favorite person in this world. Probably mine. So yeah, I'm going to start reading again. on this channel, and probably do some other things. I'm starting to feel more like myself. I'm feeling pretty recovered. Gonna get this tooth dealt with in the next few weeks. So yeah, I'll change up the channel, make it a little more interesting for you viewers out there. And yeah, what can I say? So till next time, love you and goodbye.